Dave again. A bit of fun, shall we? When I press the knob. You ever have trouble pressing the knob, ladies? My mate said he's going to get a new dog. He said he keeps humming and hawing about it. I went, ha, hum, ha. How does that fucking help? Just decide, you know, if you want one, get one. Anyway, he's got a new dog now. He said it's a cross between a bulldog and a Japanese Shih Tzu. He said it's a bullshitter. Yeah. I turned the fucking TV on. Last night of the proms. That never is it? They put it on again the next fucking year, don't they? Please make it the last night. For all of our fucking sakes. We'll be sticking fucking cheese in our ears. I was talking to a lady friend of mine the other day. She was very happy. She had just started seeing a new fella. He's 6'4", lovely, attractive, and he's from Warsaw. I said, yeah, my partner likes a big pole as well, you know what I mean? So I once dated a woman who was in the old gun club. My mate said, you're mad. What if you have an argument? She might shoot you. I said, nah, it's okay. I like girls of that calibre. You know what I mean? Fucking calibre. I thought I was in luck the other day. I was at work in the lounge and the cleaner came in and gave me a screw. She said she found it laying on the floor. Yeah, we weren't laying on the floor having a screw, you know. This is the NHS, not Bupa. You have to pay for that fucking service, do you know what I mean? I said, blimey, Charlie. Yeah, he's sticking me a screw. So my partner said, I want to go in town shopping. I said, again? She said, yeah, you know me, I buy all sorts. I went down the fucking shop and bought her a pack of them. So you don't have to go shopping. Bertie Bassett. Yeah. She went nuts. That's not what she fucking meant. She said all sorts, not fucking licorice ones. Yeah. Us men are simple. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Yeah, I like these little stubbly ones. French as well. You know, French, they know how to do food and drink, don't they? Might be a bit touchy towards us, but a fucking good drop when they make one. Yeah, lubricate the old throat. Some dirty fucking minds on here. Yeah, so come here, I'm in the living room. Why do we say that? You live in every room. You don't fucking die in any, do you? Well, hopefully not. Yeah, well, unless you're married in a long-term relationship or dead from the fucking waist down, you're alive in every room, aren't you? Fucking necrophilia. Do you know, I call our fucking waterbed the Dead Sea. You know what I mean? My mate said that. He said, I know what you mean, Dave. Being with my missus is like living in a Russian village. I said, what do you mean? Like, no one else is around for miles and stinks of vodka? He said, no, freezing bloody cold and the goods rarely turn up. Yeah. Fellas, if you're making love and you need a wee, that's fucking hard, isn't it, trying to piss through that? Trying to piss through a full thicken. That's like you've got the hose pipe and someone's got their fucking foot on it. Do you know what I mean? You know, with the water pressure's too much. And what comes out is like a fucking fire extinguisher, isn't it? All over the fucking place. All up the fucking walls. It's like trying to take a piss on an aeroplane when you go through turbulence. You know, all up the fucking walls in your face. Well, maybe just me then, eh? Fucking hell. My mate's little boy went out of frenzy. He was laid back. He said, I'm worried sick. I said, if worrying makes us sick, why the fuck do we do it? If you can do something to make your situation better, do it. If not, forget it. Worrying don't fucking help. My mate said, what's going on with this bloody world? He said, everyone's on loads of pills and they're all sick. I said, people ain't too clever anymore. They get treatment these days because the fucking TV told them to. They felt fine. They had to go and get someone to tell them whether they're ill or not. A few of my friends got treatment 4 times and they're now sicker than they ever fucking were. I'm not right with that shit. I said, why does everyone think we're so smart anyway? Before Kentucky Fried Chicken, the only animals that ate out of a bucket were fucking pigs, cows and horses. Now we do. We have artificial intelligence. Look around. Have you noticed an increase in intelligence? No. We need a boost of real intelligence, not the fucking artificial one. We've become lazy, sitting in chairs, eating fucking shite, not smart. You know what I mean? We know better. Sorry about that. Wrong meeting. That's me life coaching one next Tuesday. Some of you just called me a fucking next Tuesday, didn't you? Back to the comedy. Yeah, my mate said, you know the old saying, the early bird catches the worm? Well, that's probably true with his missus, you know what I mean? I said, yes, but the lady who waits and picks the right man and not the first one gets a big fucking snake. You know what I mean? You know at the club or the disco, the first person at an all-you-eat buffet isn't the healthiest. Take your time, you know? Yeah. Anyway, last night we had an emergency here. And not an emergency situation. Everything's a situation. We had an emergency. The dog had only swallowed a condom 11 o'clock in the evening. I called the fucking vets up straight away. I said, you better get round here quick. The dog has swallowed a condom. And the vet said, keep him close and on the lead. Don't let him run around too much. And don't let him breathe too much, because that'll blow up inside him and he'll float away. It's like you're taking a piss now. Anyway, I heard nothing for an hour. I called up again. I said, you better come quick. That's serious, you know. He's going to fucking choke to death here. He's got a condom stuck in his fucking throat here. Anyway, I waited another half an hour. I called him back. I said, hi, remember me? Yeah. I'm the geezer that called you about the dog swallowing a fucking condom. I said, it's all sorted out now. There's no reason to come round. He went, oh, is it all okay, is it? I said, yeah, we found another condom in the drawer. Get your knickers off, dear. Yeah, fucking hell. It's a joke, all right? It's a joke. No dogs were harmed in the making of this video. Camilla Parker Bowles goes into Burger King. She said, can I have 2 big Whoppers? He said, yeah, sure. He said, you're a very beautiful woman, and one day you'll make a good queen. And that's 2 big fucking Whoppers. I was driving up north to see my parents. You know, M6 was chock-a-block. Bastard. Gridlock for 6 miles. Not a good time to have bad guts. I finally fought through the traffic and got into services. I ran into the cubicle. I sat down on the Kermit. I sat down and went, oh, fucking hell. And the bloke in the next cubicle, he says, hiya, how are you doing? I said, mate, that was a close one. I was fucking touching cloth then. There was a turtle head poking out. He said, how was your mum? I said, hey? Do you know me or what? I was going to see my parents. I said, well, she's doing okay, but I won't really know till I see her. And the bloke knocked on the cubicle. He said, will you keep the noise down, mate? I'm on the fucking phone here. I thought, on the shitter, he's on the phone here. But if you phoned up the vicar from the toilet, you could probably shout holy shit and get away with it, you know. That was actually a true fucking story. I was down a pub the other night. I was sitting at the bar with my mate, and the phone on the bar rang. And my mate picked it up. Hi, darling, how'd your golf go? He laughed. He said, well, really well, thanks. She said, good. He said, I went into the showroom today. They've got a nice BMW M4 in there. I know it's expensive, but we've been talking about buying this for months. I really want it. He said, oh, go on then. You really deserve it after all you've done for me lately. Go on, you get it, love. Go on, you deserve it. Go on. Yeah. He cut the phone off and he put it back on the bar. I said to him, mate, who was that? He went, oh, fucking God knows, I found a phone on the bar. Fuck it. Yeah. Someone's going to get shot there. Yeah. I was reading the Daily Mirror. I read Ozzy Osbourne, final appearance confirmed by the BBC. It's just days away. I thought, he's dead. He won't be making a fucking appearance, will he? That won't be his final appearance. They'll be showing the final time he was alive on the TV, but it won't be his appearance, will it? Fucking hell. Papers tell some porkies, don't they? The politician, Roshana Ali, the homelessness minister, told to stand down after she evicted tenants and doubled the rent. She probably doesn't even know what's wrong there. You're the fucking homeless minister. You just made people homeless. Do you know what I mean? More money, eh? You're supposed to care for the people, not your bank account. You know, they get paid bloody good money. You know what I mean? That's like the junior doctors striking. They get a lot more than we get. Read another newspaper story. Trump wants a 3-way with Putin and Zelensky. I said, can't they just have a meeting like everyone else? It's a pretty shitty deal, isn't it? Bloody hell, a 3-way. Get a room, will you? Well, Zelensky will be up for it. Last video I saw of him, he was dancing around on a TV with a pair of rubber tits on. You know what I mean? Just someone get him a room, will you? Although Trump will be freezing his tits off because the meeting's in Alaska. And they said they could hire Sarah Palin as security. She could be stood outside with a hunting rifle with a dead bear under one foot and a fucking dead moose under the other one. Do you know what I mean? Relax. If you happen to be from Canada or USA, it's a joke. You know what I mean? You know what? If you can't laugh at the madness in the world, you'll become the fucking madness in the world. So, I was seeing a new lady recently. We were getting on really well. I said, shall we have fun and try a few new things? You know, have some fun. She said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I'd really like you to try cunnilingus. She said, okay, I haven't flown on an aeroplane for ages, but I've heard they're quite good. I said, it's not a fucking Irish airline, love, you know. It's a bit of the old oral, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah. For most people, the only way to get your missus to push all your buttons is to dress up as the fucking remote control. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was at work the other day. I thought I'd done too many long shifts in this place. I'm going fucking nuts. A woman walked past and she looked just like Rod Stewart. I thought, fuck, I've got to fucking have some sleep or something, you know. And I went outside and she did look like Rod Stewart, the poor cow. So it wasn't me. Fucking hell. I was reading a magazine the other day. You didn't know I could fucking read, did you? There's now a treatment for anorgasmia. Do you know that's where a woman can't have an orgasm? And a TV therapist said it's been a long time coming. I said, yeah, too fucking long. But that gave me an idea, you know. So it just gave. I had something in my mind. I thought I'm gonna have to make some sort of, you know, some sort of place to go to help them with that, you know. I'll be thinking, down over dancing. My mate said relationships are hard, you know. You want to find yourself a friend with benefits. Cheer yourself up a bit. I started seeing a girl on job seekers allowance. He said, no, I meant benefits. I meant for some fun, you know, sexy fun. I said, well, once Tracy's job seekers allowance come in, we're going to go to the cinema. You twat. Do you know what? It's always been a goal of mine to sleep with two women. And I finally achieved it. Can you believe it? The first one was in 2014 and the second one was last night. Fucking hell. I read an article in the newspaper. 50% of women don't orgasm. So can you believe that, lads? They can't pop their cork. And that's when I got that idea. I said, right, I'm going to build a clinic where we help those ladies to heal and achieve an orgasm once again. It's your fucking birthright, isn't it? I said, I'm not sure how to go about it, though. I said, it's quite a personal area. I'd have to get some ladies involved, you know, just to make it professional. Get some therapies going. My mate said, oh, don't worry about all of that shit. Just build it and they'll come. You know, build it and they'll come. Too fucking right they will. Yeah. I bought some of that beef tallow. Brilliant for the skin, ladies and gents. I gave it to the missus and she said, what's it made from? She looked it up. She said, the reviews are good, but it's made from cows. I said, see dear, didn't I tell you? It's fucking made for you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I tried to spice things up a bit with the missus. I bought some aphrodisiacs for her to try. It was all going well, then her hair went all curly and she couldn't fucking stand up. Kept falling down. I said that that's what they call it, an aphrodisiac. Yeah. I got up in the middle of the night the other night. I was drier than a fucking nun's vag. I went downstairs to get a glass of water. I stood on a bit of Lego and a fucking Barbie's foot. Oh my God, I shouted, yeah! Woke half the fucking street up, all the lights coming on. I was laying on the floor in fucking agony, holding me fucking back, like fucking me foot, like Christopher Reeve, you know? And I had a thought. I thought, next time we go to war in the Middle East, you know, that peace, you know, for peace purposes, blow them all up, that's peaceful. We should drop Lego and fucking Barbie's feet on the front line. Well, they walk in bare feet, don't they? We'd piss it. They'd be all on the floor holding their fucking feet going, oh, my legs. You know what I mean? We could just walk in. They'd all be in A&E getting Lego removed out of their feet. Yeah. My friend Stevie's a bit slow. His missus was due to have a baby. And her waters broke. And he got her to the hospital sharpish. And a little bugger wouldn't come out. The nurse said, Steve, that's been too long. He said, we're going to have to give her a cesarean. He said, she only ate a few hours ago. Can't you wait until after she's given birth? You know what I mean? I'm like, Steve, it's not a fucking salad. You know what I mean? They're going to cut her open. Just get the fucking baby out. I was looking on TikTok, and there was a big geezer on there, and he was doing a live, and he didn't say nothing. He looked really fucking moody. And in big writing that said, roast me. I was just getting my oven tray out, and I thought, I'm never going to fit him in the fucking oven. Roast me. I've got enough oil to paint the fucker. I've got a couple of gallons out there, but we eat roast chicken. We put it in the oven to roast. Get a fucking grip, people. Roast me. Yeah, call you a cunt. Yeah, a policeman stopped me the other day. He said, I've been following you for 3 miles, sir. I said, are you fucking lost or what? He said, where's your airbag? I said, I dropped it off at a mother's 10 minutes ago. Constable. I said, what did I do wrong? He said, this is a one-way street. I said, I'm only fucking going one way. They always picked, don't they? He said, give me your name. I said, what the fuck am I going to use? I like Dave. He said, address. I said, I don't fucking wear one. I gave up cross-dressing weeks ago, pal. I said, call me Dave. He said, oh, we got ourselves a comedian here. I said, how the fuck did you know? Last time I got stopped by a policeman was on the M25. I was stuck in traffic. I needed a piss, as you do. And I drank a can of Coke, and then I started pissing in the can. Policeman come up, knocked on the fucking window. He come over, he tried to do me for drugs. I said, what drugs? He said, can of piss. Can of piss? Yeah, fucking hell. My mate is married, and he might as well be fucking castrated. That's horrible, isn't it, lads? I said, what's it like being in bed with your missus now? Any improvement? He said, no. It's like living in a fucking Russian village. He said, that's freezing cold, and her fucking goods never turn up. Fuck it. I said, you know, there's only one food that kills sex drive. Wedding cake. And from the sound of it, she's eaten the whole fucking cake. Sister George. You know what I mean? I was sitting in the pub, and I saw this lovely girl sitting on her own at the bar. And I went up and I sat beside her. I said, can I get you a drink, beautiful? She said, why don't you go and fuck yourself? I said, if I could do that, I wouldn't need to buy you a fucking drink, would I? I'd just get myself one and go back and sort myself out, wouldn't I? Yeah, some people ain't got the fucking sense they're born with. I was accidentally watching a bit of TV the other day. And it said, we've got a 22 billion pound black hole. I said, well, you're giving billions of pounds away to everyone. No wonder you got a 22 billion pound black hole. I said, I'm not a maths professor. But if you give loads of people loads of money for things they can't possibly fucking win, that's going to be a waste, isn't it? You know what I mean? Fucking hell. You can't bomb your way to peace, can you? Fucking hell. Waste of money. Keir Starmer is in deeper shit than Gokwan's knob right now, isn't he? Talking of knobs, I was at work and a patient had drawn a 12-inch cock on the wall. I was in the corridor. I spoke to the cleaner lady and she said, it's okay, I rubbed it for 10 minutes and it's gone now. I said, can you say that again, please? You rubbed the cock for 10 minutes and that's gone? That's just like real life, isn't it? Bloody hell. She's done that before, lads. I rubbed it for 10 minutes and it's gone now. Fucking hell. All I keep hearing is climate this and climate that. What about if the fucking sun is doing it? Yeah. You know what? When I was young, that was hot in the summer. Yeah. It's 35 plus most summers. No red weather maps. No constant fear porn all over the place. We went swimming. We sunbathed. We played football. You know what I mean? So, be happy. Enjoy everything. And don't worry about stuff. Natural cycles happen all of the time. We just adapt. And we try and get by best we can. Can't do fuck all for a natural cycle. Just enjoy life. Try and do good things. Okay, please like, follow, subscribe. Tell me what you like more of. And it's nice to get back in action after my account's come back. Somebody hacked my account. Madness. So I'll be writing some more soon. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Be good to yourself and be good to each other.